Hey, we back with another one. You thought we wouldn't be here, but we back with another.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. This is
And
Preston
we're bringing
and Ryder.
the energy this time.
Hey, we're bringing the energy, baby. You, come on. We are your hosts. This is Preston Byes.
This is Ryder Riva.
Former number one player in the world, current number one player in the world. If you don't know who we are, we were talking about it today. We don't know if people know who we know, or if people know who we are.
Yeah, we run a YouTube channel called How to Roundnet, which you are on right now, or maybe you're listening to this on Spotify, which the podcast is also on, and Apple Music, I think. I don't know. I kind of just click an upload button, and I hope it goes somewhere. So,
but yeah, if you are listening to Spotify, this is also on YouTube. You can see stuff like this sick drawing I just made a second ago. Scott Beeks diving over a net. Any users, welcome to the podcast. Here we are.
I think you're too loud.
I think you're too loud.
All right.
All right. Anyway,
What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
Yeah.
All sorts of fun things. I don't know. You got a list.
I have the list. You want to pick one? Pick one and we'll talk about it.
Oh,
we have a guest coming on, a special guest.
Ooh, yeah.
Do we name who it is, or do we just say it's a surprise?
I think it's good. Just 'cause
Yeah.
then they'll be
We
excited.
have Clark Marshall coming on.
If you don't know him, he's super tall, mammoth-looking creature. Another top 10 player. Got second nationals this year. He's been around for a while. He's
Third.
Oh, he got third.
That was me.
Sorry, you got second nationals here. Yeah, we all have kinds of fun stuff on here. Just to kind of give you stuff. We have a tip of the week coming up later.
Which I didn't think about,
evolution of serves, kind of talking why we started HTR / giving away our secrets and whatnot. But what I'm actually curious about, me personally, is how much we made. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't see that thing.
Yeah, I think it's super interesting. Every time I
it's
see
strictly just podcast.
Well, we'll just go podcast for now.
Yeah, we'll go talk about it.
Because I'm always curious. Every time there's a video on YouTube of how much I made last year as a whatever creator, it's interesting to see. So,
but also, this podcast did phenomenally well for podcasting on YouTube.
Yeah, it has
we had like 2,000 views,
which is great. We made 74 cents.
Come on, let's go.
So, what did you get with your What did you get with your 74 cents?
Well, I didn't know we made that much.
I got a 35-cent piece of stick of gum.
Let's go. We also split props 50-50. So, congrats on the pack of gum.
Thank you.
That's honestly good.
So you have what, 40?
I could buy probably
42 cents to do whatever you want with.
Oh, I get more. Let's go, dude.
Yeah, I got you. I only need 35.
Any Hoosers. No, it's funny too. Just a quick tidbit. It's funny. People always talk about like, is this our full-time job?
I have been asked that before.
Yeah, people think HR is our full-time job, but no, we just
Dude,
love it.
If we made 14,000 podcasts a day, we could be there with like 74 cents.
No, but
lot,
obviously
That's
we love what we do. If we could do it full-time, we would. But someone asked the other day how much we make, and if it's our full-time job and stuff. So it's just.
I also didn't put ads in the middle of the podcast because sometimes
we could have made $1.50. Damn it.
We could have made $1.50. So yeah.
No, we'll keep the ads off the center of the video. Anyway,
what was your first word growing up?
I have no idea. What was your first?
You don't know
word?
your first word?
Why would I know? I don't even know what word I was saying. No, my parents weren't like, "Hey, good job. Your first word was
really?
like butt crack or something."
No. I feel like everyone knows their first word.
I have zero idea. I have seen my first haircut. Hair. That's the only thing I can think of first ever.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mine was ball.
See, Ryder was born to ball,
which is fitting, but I don't know. That was one of them I have. Let's talk evolution of serves, because you can speak more on it. But we didn't start serving how good we are now. The game has evolved, and people have, gotten better. So where did it start when you were playing?
I mean, story time, everybody. Buckle up. Well, we always talk about this. We always talk about, like before like I always reference stuff and you're like, I have no idea. So I started playing in 2014. Technically, my first tournament was 2015, but doesn't really matter. And serves were like all overhead, all volleyball-esque, like pockets, lips, all of it. And it was actually funny because back in the day, if you didn't play, like if you could have played a high serve that like went over your head or something, and you could have jumped and got it or taken a step back and gotten it, because serve pressure was zero.
Yeah.
Like it was super frowned upon. Like I remember this guy, Seth Gruber, who was like an OG, and everyone, I won't say hated, but everyone was very upset with Seth strictly because he wouldn't play bad serves. Like it was like, dude, come on. And it'd be like tournaments. It'd be, after playing on the sand for 5-6 hours, you'd be like, come on, Seth. And he'd be like, nope, that's bad. So early on was really just honestly smack it as hard as you could. Hope that it goes in a straight direction and they could play it because they would play it.
Yeah. Then people started getting cut serve. That was the first kind of.
No, dude, that wasn't even it. I remember.
Well, later.
I know,
on.
but like
I'm fast
it's
forwarding
funny.
your story.
I know, but it's funny because there's funny things about this. Is Billy Buckhauser, in my mind, was the first person I ever saw step out in Roundnet, like do a sidestep, not just straight on. Straight on was always a thing. But then one day Billy stepped out and we're like, Billy, you're an idiot. It's the same exact thing.
Why would you do that?
Well, no, we were literally like, why would you do that? Like, it's the same exact thing as hitting straight on. I'm just gonna step over when you step over. But like here we are forever. So now steps are obviously a huge thing. But yeah, fast forward a little bit. Like, I don't know, 2016 was when like people started swinging like side swings a lot. Like PJ obviously has Fuego, but Victor was already hitting Fuego. But then 2016 Nationals was when Troy Mock like hit the first cut serve on the big stage. And he didn't really know what he was doing, but he was kind of like, oh, just make it move. And it jumped like, I don't know, 3.5 inches tops. Like, that was aggressive. But he had 4 aces all of the whole finals match.
Wow. And
everyone remembers that as like, Troy's a legend at serving. Fast forward a year, Tyler Chiswick grinds in his basement forever. More or less revolutionized the cut serve, makes a whole movement. PJ still hitting cuts and stuff, or whatever. Flangos. And then all of a sudden, yeah, I mean, like, I started, with the bad stance and like with RP serve and everything. And so everyone was side swing at that point. And then now, obviously reverse cuts and everything. But question for you is, do you think there's a next serve?
I don't. Ball's going both ways. I don't think so. But something I thought was interesting with the cut serve is the cut serve used to be like, I don't understand how people ever got beat wide when people had just
absolutely wrecked. We were talking about it today.
I know.
And yeah, literally Tyler would hit a cut serve. Like, I say Tyler because he was the first one to do it consistently, but he would ace you like 5 times in a game with the same exact serve.
Yeah.
And every single time you'd be like, ooh, whoa, like, what was that?
So obviously, like, serving has gotten better, but serve receive has also gotten better. But I remember going to the beach. This is like a core memory. I like distinctly remember this. Yeah. You remember that the day at the beach? I think I have footage. I have footage of you serving that, and I remember being like, dude, there's no way I'm ever gonna. I was like, there's no way I'm ever gonna be able to touch any of these serves. Like,
yeah, and I was like, dude, 100%. Give it like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, 2. It was the first time I had seen like a cut serve,
yeah.
And just the concept of seeing you start and the ball just change direction off the net was so like, I just couldn't understand it, and I had such a hard time reacting to. Even though I knew it was coming, it just like took something else in me to be like, oh, it's gonna react off the net. Now I feel like when the ball doesn't react off the net, like I feel like now we're even more used to the ball reacting off the net than not. Whereas like now jam serves are like, oh my gosh, I thought it was going to jump and it didn't, which is so funny how like in a couple of years that's happened where people are like, oh my gosh, cut serve, I didn't know it was going to cut. And now it's like, oh, it didn't cut. Well, it caught me off guard.
We were playing the other day and like Jordy low key was like the hardest to receive.
Yeah.
For you. Like you mentioned it. You're like, dude, this is tough just because she didn't get as much movement.
Yeah.
And it came at you.
Yeah.
So this year serving.
Mm-hmm. Actually, here's an interesting stat. Logan commented this and said in 2016, the ace percentage was 4. 2017, it was 16. 2018 was 11. So we went back in time. What happened in 2017?
Wait, sorry. 2017 was lower? No, 2017 was high.
Was a lot higher than 2016. 2016 was 4.
Is this just finals, though?
Yeah, this is finals.
Well, that's because, they freaking wrecked us with cut serves, and we were just bums.
So 2017 was 16%. 2018 was 11. 2019 was 12. This past year was 19%. And I wouldn't be surprised if it jumps another 10% this year if nothing changes.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that it goes up, down, up, down, up, down. I think those serving made a breakthrough heavily during COVID.
Yeah.
To where people didn't grind serve receives. They were alone. They grinded serves.
Yeah. So maybe that's where we see it go up 7% when the other years it's gone up not.
Well, but I mean, the thing is, it's gone up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
If you look at that stat.
It also depends who's in the finals. If Buddy and Clark are in the finals.
That's also another thing. Yeah. But the thing is, like, CS and us played 2019, so it went down after 2018 after it was me and Jarrett.
Yeah.
And no hate to Jarrett, but A, we're on sand.
Yeah.
And B, it was just like, I mean, it was just every single serve was just pew pew pew. You know,
Yeah.
I got ace.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many times. Regardless,
Yeah.
no, I honestly, one thing I will say, I'm still waiting for the drop serve. To like, I think if somebody, and I think everyone agrees with this, if it's a good drop serve, like a really good one, it's an ace, almost every single time.
Yeah.
However, it's not like flashy, it's not whatever, but it's.
I think it's way easier to get a good cut serve consistently than hitting the perfect front pocket of the net.
I agree, but I also think like Drucker was one of the few humans to have a really good jam and a really good drop.
Yeah.
Given at the time I had played for like 2 years and he played for like 7.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the year I get a drop serve. But I think shout out to anybody out there who has the time and wants to do it. I think genuinely if you have a good cut, reverse, backdoor drop of those 4, like a really good drop,
Yeah.
I think you're getting aces all the time because people are, like
On their heels.
yeah, on their heels because that's how you kind of have to be.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. We don't need to give away too much right now. But but like you want to be back a little bit so you
Or
can
should
react.
we give away a little bit? Should we give them a little
we
tip
can
on this
talk
Tuesday?
about what we've kind of been whatever.
Well, I'm talking about other tips. Like you talk about mindset tips. Preston's huge on mindset.
Yeah, I am huge on
Roundnet.
mindset because I feel like your mindset is the most. I mean, I think it's one of the better things about you at this point about your game.
What about my mindset? Like
Moving into Tip Tuesday, even though it's not Tuesday, but it's okay. No, but tip of the day. I think also we could call Karkin during this at any point because he could give feedback on like a Tip Tuesday and all that fun stuff too. Maybe
we'll give our
do
tips.
then we'll call him in.
We'll call him and then give him a tip.
But unless there's other stuff. But anyway, no, I think tip of the day for me is really mindset's everything. But talking on Ryder specifically, I feel like your view of the game and like why things happen, like everything has a reason, and like nothing has a limit either in your mind. Like whenever you make a perfect set, you're like, cool.
Yeah.
You can't do that every single time. Like
I
and
think
also
more,
you're always looking to improve. Like when we play pickup, like you're not necessarily looking to win. I say that all the time. I'm like, hey, like there's my tip. If you're playing pickup, I've said this so many times.
No,
but
we've said that. Yeah, we said that.
Okay,
give
fine,
him a better
me,
one. Come
fine,
on.
frick.
But I think more importantly, when I do something good, I know, or when I do something good, I know why I did it good, why it worked. I think more importantly, when you do something,
know the why.
Yeah, but I think also knowing the why behind why you do something bad, then
That's what I'm saying. Know the why.
More. Yeah.
Know the why. Like why did it work? Why did it not work? And then work backwards. I think that's my tip as well. Is like know the why.
Yeah.
But start with the product, and then hyperanalyze your form, whatever the situation. Like was it windy? Whatever. It doesn't matter because you can adapt to any given ball if you do the right stuff. Like it's very hard to, but I think for you, like now you're in that pro state where people watch you and it looks like you're moving slow motion. All the top pros, it's like, dude, they're just chilling. But yeah, know the why behind why it works, why it doesn't work, and start with the product and work backwards to form.
What's your tip?
What's your tip?
Was that your tip?
Yeah, it was more or less my tip. It was our tip. We also don't have to do two.
No, I'll stick to mindset tip and stay on that kind of thing. My tip is don't dwell on the good. That like say you're playing in a tournament and you could easily be like, oh dude, I had a sick ace like 2 games ago and I had 3 in a row. Whatever, Yeah. Focus on the times you got aced. Like for me, I could tell you basically every time I got aced in a tournament. And I honestly, that's the first thing I text you after a tournament.
He calls me. He's like, I got ace 4 or whatever, 7 times a day or something, whatever it is.
And that's what I pride myself on more than anything in my game is like getting aced. Like I could care less how many times I ace someone, but if I get aced less than 10 times in a tournament, like that's I don't know. I
mean, for me, it's always about positive impact though. Like even if you have one super sick ace, but you're getting broken and you're getting defensive up, whatever it is,
Yeah.
I think that's what you're trying to say is focus on anything, obviously the good, but also don't forget the fact that you're there to
It also
improve.
is a great like mindset wise, serve receiving someone and being like, I want to keep my aces down. Like, I don't want to get ace because then I have to count more or something. Or also what I did with Coleman this year, we each gave her, we didn't do it all the time, but tournament or two or whenever we were kind of feeling it, I was like, all right, Coleman, we each get one ace this game or one like aced on.
We get ace once,
And just having that mindset of like, okay, I only get one, or maybe it happens once, and then the mindset of like, all right, I can't get aced, or Coleman's gonna get mad at me, or Ryder's gonna, hold your partner accountable.
Yeah, hold them accountable,
I think it's only a good thing. And same with, you could do the same thing with setting, hitting. I only missed I missed 2 sets in ATX.
Yeah,
I got aced 7 times in ATX. I think I missed a hit or 2. But they were also a little
your footage, but yeah,
they were also it helps.
I mean,
helps
for me,
to have
man,
footage.
I could at nationals I could tell you that I biffed like 2 hits,
Yeah.
Whatever it is, off good sets. Obviously, there's situational things, but any hoosers. You want to call Clark?
Let's call
in?
Clark. Yeah,
Let's call Clark. We'll get his tip of the day from him, and then we have stuff about Roundnet pages in terms of what to do, what not to do. We got stuff from Clark. He's bringing some hot questions and stuff. But yeah, no, everything is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, my bad.
Yo, what up, Mr.
I was supposed to give
Marshall?
Clark a heads up to record, but
You did. You had like 3.
welcome in, Clark. How are you over in Colorado Springs?
So good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
We were talking about tips. Do you have any?
Wait, time out. Before tips, Ryder says everyone knows this. What was your first word?
I have no idea.
Thank you.
How do people not know their first word?
Perfect. Anyway,
that was
Definitely ask.
Comment your first word.
Oh yeah, comment your first word. If you don't know it, please comment I do not know my first word. Or actually, screw that. Comment baboon. That way we'll know.
So comment your first word.
But what if
your first word was baboon?
Yo, what if your first word was
Yeah.
baboon? Mind blown. You're right.
Say baboon, baboon.
Anyway, yeah, we were doing tips of the day. Ryder and I talked about ours. It could be anything. It could be a form tip. It could be a mindset tip. It could be a tip about something Roundnet related. Anyway,
For sure.
send it.
For sure. So Colorado did our little clinic last week, or on Saturday. Sunday,
Heard about that? Yeah.
one day, and I was on the station, and people were asking, where do you try to set the ball?
Ooh, I'm curious what you
And-
say about this because I have an answer as well.
Yeah. Well, for the first, I kind of had all spectrums of people, right? Yo, Preston, we're drinking out of the same cup.
Yo, come on, cheers me, baby. Come on.
Let's go.
Oh,
Anyways.
hey, Ryder. Yeah, cheers to you too, bud.
Oh, cheers, Ryder. Cheers.
It'll happen
So
one
I had
day.
kind of the whole gambit of people, right? Beginners all the way up to Jackson Bond, which is Ryder
Yeah.
played him. He's solid.
Yeah.
And so for beginners, one of my tips was set intentionally. Don't just try and plop it over the middle of the net. Change it. Kind of changes depending on who your partner is. Where they tend to approach the net, what hand they are, what kind of hits they like to hit or whatever. But so that's my first tip, or I guess my tip is to try and pick a spot to set it to. Don't just kind of plop it.
Yeah, tip of the day. Be
Tip
intentional
Tuesday.
with
First
your
and only
setting.
tip.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you, sir, for joining
Yep.
as well. Because I know we gave you super
Happy to
heads
be
up,
here.
so I know you're ready for this one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm wearing my California hat. Throwback to California.
Let's
Clark.
go.
Hey, curious.
Yeah.
Well, when did you start playing Roundnet? Just at a
So Andrew Card and I found it in 2013. So I was
Holy
a senior in high
frick.
school. But we were backyard
backyard
bandits for a
ballers.
while. Yeah, and then 2018, I'd say, is when I started playing.
Okay, I got a
Sweet.
question for both of you guys that have been playing for so long. Is there something else one? Why do you still play? Not that sounded bad, but is there
No.
anything like a bucket, like a Roundnet bucket list that you haven't checked off yet that you're still playing and you're still hoping to check off? Like Clark, maybe it's nationals. Like Preston, I feel like you've is there anything else you can do?
Clark, do you want to go first? You want me to?
Yeah, I'll go first. Well, one thing is it's fun being on the front wave of it. It's still growing. So I guess one thing is I want to be at the first ever Worlds, right? I know that's been 3 years and counting now for the first Worlds to come up, but
Yeah.
I've kind of said the whole time, whether I qualify or not, I want to be there because that's a pretty cool thing to be at the first ever Roundnet World Championship.
Right.
So that alone, I'm I'm going to play till I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, bucket list wise, before my bucket list was to beat CS and then just go out on top and say woohoo. because I was hoping to pursue, beach volleyball.
Well, that didn't happen.
I know it did, but honestly, I'm happy for a lot of reasons it didn't happen. Like you and I being friends, HTR, all the fun things.
You're saying HTR wouldn't have happened if you beat CS in 2019?
If I beat CS, I would have never reached out to you. I would have been gone.
Sliding doors moment.
I would have dropped Roundnet because Caleb was also getting married. Like there was a bunch of stuff.
Hey,
but
everything happens for a reason.
But no,
maybe
for me,
I lost a double clutch because in 2 years I'll be like, man, if I didn't lose the double clutch,
boom.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever it is. But no, that's my first thought when you say bucket list. But no, I want to be national champs, 2 different teams. I think it'd be sweet. At this point, I feel like I've done.
Oh, okay,
yeah. I feel like, for me, I really want to do 3 different teams because I knew Ryder was coming in at this point, and I was like, dude, that'd be sick. But didn't really happen. I guess I won Utah Nationals. Caleb doesn't really count. It's like a .25 natties. Anyway, I don't know. At this point, I just want to keep, influencing the community. I know in years past, I've been all about, competing, but ever since HTR started, I feel like I have a voice and a bigger range to impact people. So it's just more of the same, but also, at this point, I want to win nationals with you. I want to prove that you and I are the best players in the world if, all things fall accordingly. But I don't know. Even today, just a funny little story is, I guess 2 years ago, I told you about this today. I got a DM today, and this is bucket list type stuff. Is like, I love coaching when kids come back to me and say, hey, remember this one thing you said or whatever, and then I get all goosebumpy. But somebody sent me a DM, and Clark, you don't know this, but I was in Denver, she said 2 falls ago, and I said, yo, if you go D1 in volleyball, I'll come to one of your games. And she randomly hit me up today and was like, hey, I don't remember me. And I was like, nope. But she's like, remember when you said that if I go D1, you'll come to my volleyball game? And for me, it's just cool that anybody, let alone a complete stranger at the time, would hold on to that. And I don't know, it's just for somebody to remember me after 2.5 years, is super sick. So bucket list wise, I don't know. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. Worlds would be cool, but honestly, I feel like I'm happy with Roundnet. I just want Roundnet to go to the Olympics or something cool. I want people to get paid. I don't care about myself. Yeah. But if people get paid, then that's a cool bucket list for me. I don't know. What about you?
I think nationals getting one of these things might be on the list.
Nationals? How about a tournament?
Yeah,
how about
right.
winning a tournament?
Okay, I'll start with winning a tournament. I want to win a tournament.
Yeah, best player in the world hasn't won a tournament yet.
I want to win a tournament so I can drink from one of those on one of these podcasts.
There you go.
2, I want to not revolutionize, but kind of change the way Roundnet content is made, and I feel like I've kind of already done that partly, in a way. I've
Dude, you start a segment called HTFR.
How to film
Roundnet.
Yeah, I think so.
How to freaking Roundnet.
No, but I just think new ideas and new forms of content, not even new, but just better. And, I just think content is the best way to grow a sport, and if I can help with that and also help grow the sport, then I think that's kind of what, because honestly more than playing, I think I do like making Roundnet content, and I probably watch more Roundnet games than anyone.
I probably watches everything.
Yeah,
everything. I just learned that they made the Raiders ratings, whatever, the numbers. I just learned about that today. Yeah. The fact they have 3-0 up to 5-0.
Press would be like, oh, you see this? I was like, yeah, it was a month ago that it got posted on this thing. Or I'll watch my own, I feel like I'm my biggest fan. I'll watch my highlight videos back a couple times. So. Which actually leads into our next thing.
Before you say that, I was going to compliment you and say I think you already have changed Roundnet content in a very large way.
Hey, thanks.
But honestly, I think even the first highlight video that we made, or that you made, whatever, or HTR. Yeah. HTR has obviously changed everything from playing to content-wise forever. Yeah. But even just highlight videos. Remember your first highlight video came out, and then all of a sudden, everybody had an intro sequence. Everyone had music in the background,
thumbnails,
or even thumbnails,
or thumbnails, whatever it was. But
which I actually filmed in ATX, I've been talking about this for months. But how to make a highlight video.
Oh yeah.
I filmed something with Olivia. She'll be on there talking about how she does it on her phone, and just kind of tips. There's so many different things that go into making a highlight video. So look out for that. Maybe in the next couple weeks or so.
But leading into our next segment.
Well, I was going to talk about.
Oh,
I mean, going off of Roundnet content. There's been since the last episode.
Yeah, even this kid.
There's what? Yeah,
even this kid made one.
Even there's been like Roundnet accounts popping up, which I do want to say. I was talking about that before it became a thing, so
for you.
Way to
Thanks.
go. Nice job.
But I see people making a bunch of accounts, but no one's been really posting on them.
Yeah.
And there was a post in the Facebook of like, oh, if you're gonna just make accounts and not post on them, it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing at all. I think it's super cool.
Harm.
Yeah, there's enough space on Instagram for.
They go, there's only 42 spots.
You can only have 100 Roundnet accounts.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. Like, there's you still gotta want to make content and like. I don't know. There's ways to go about it, which I don't know, Clark. If you have anything, even like you posted the other day, like a video of you serving from a while ago and serving now, and like how long did that take you? That take you like 15 minutes to do at like
not even literally. I was looking through my slow-mo videos actually.
Yeah,
and I had that super old one.
Yeah,
and then literally just
and you saw the new one. So
minutes.
the thing about content, it starts with an idea. Everyone has ideas, I would say. Yeah. If you're consciously thinking, no, you don't think about anything. You just,
just sit there and stare at a wall all day.
Everyone has ideas,
eat, sleep.
And like everyone's creative in their own way, whether it be from like it doesn't have to be straight through Roundnet. But I don't know if you made an account, I'd say I'd challenge you to think of things to do, because once you like. I've been since I started my account at Ryder Roundnet. Quick plug.
At
Pickle with
at Ryder _Roundnet. Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Have you posted on Pickle with Preston?
No, because Caleb made that account because it's boisterous and he changed it. I was gonna change it like when I was ready, and then Caleb literally changed it to Pickle with Preston.
Pulled the rug out from under.
Yeah, and people are DMing me now and being like, "What the crap?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not like," because we have HTR, we already have had a Roundnet. Also, Ryder, I'm going to interrupt you, and Clark is going to give us tips first because he's our guest.
Okay.
And we have to let Clark speak. Don't worry, Clark. I got your back, baby.
I just have so many ideas.
I know Ryder has been talking about the subject all week, but you are a guest of honor here. So do you have any tips, any advice, any... You can even ask Ryder questions because I know he has answers, but shine, Clark, actually. Shine.
Well, the first thing I was going to say is just post. Like, post... Yeah. Post highlights of yourself. Post a freaking 2-second reel of a touch you had in a put away or whatever. That's something that like I just came out with my highlight video of me and Ryan, and then after I like edited all the clips of us together, I was like, why didn't I like clip stuff for just me? It's like it's still a learning process of like, okay, I need to like let's get some clips of just me that I can post. So I guess that's one is like. Just break the ice and post something. Post anything of you. But so I guess that brings me to a question of you, Riders. Like, how do you like practically like go through your film and like set clips aside?
Yeah. So when I make my process of making a highlight video.
So anyway, okay.
So like here. So I guess
yeah.
He just gets so excited.
So when I make a highlight video, I clip through like however many hours of footage I have of raw games, and I will clip through any and everything. Like I'll cut out any and everything that I think could be used for something. It could be, someone burping. It could be like I have a video of Garrett Hornock burping. I have a video of Frederick is like practicing his golf swing mid-game. I have like just a bunch of random like just stuff that I clipped out. I have like from ATX or after a tournament, I have probably 45 minutes. I mean, it depends on the tournament, but like, 40 minutes of just content that I clip out that I then save as like a project. And it helps with me. I mean, I have like a lot of storage, and this is like, it helps that this is my work. This is what I do for a living. But if you don't have storage and you don't have, whatever, just do the same thing. Clip through all of your highlights and save that, 20, 30, 40-minute video of just raw stuff. Save that video and like send it to your phone. It'll be like, I don't know, 2 gigabytes maybe, depending on how long or how much you clip out, and just save that to your phone. Then at any point, if you have an idea and you're like, oh, that one shot I did in that tournament at this time, you don't have hours of game footage to go through.
It,
You have 20 minutes of raw footage of like clip stuff to go through, and you can just cut that out from your phone.
You can also get an external hard drive for whatever dollars.
Yeah, or you
just upload everything on there.
Yeah, that works too. So do that, but so there's one. But then also something I like to do is kind of create like a theme of kind of
I know the title for a video. Ryder geeks out on how to run your Instagram account.
Yeah. and just like think of ideas like.
Homie's got a list of like 60 things on his phone.
I do. This is
no, it's true, and I love it. Obviously,
so this is a list of all like ideas I have that I've thought of the last 2 weeks. I don't know. I started a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I mean I might have more time to think about things than most people, but like I don't know, just while you're going about your day, if an idea sparks or like you think of something, write it down. It does no harm to take 2 seconds and write it down.
For sure.
Like, let's see, should I say one? One of my ideas: weird spike ball photos with people in weird positionings. Like, there's so many photos where you're just like, how is that something in spike ball or like around it? Like, there's just so many weird photos.
Yeah.
And I've created an album on my phone. I think I have 2 or 3 right now. Like, but now it's an idea in my head. And if I see another photo, I'm like, oh great, there's another picture. And then maybe when I have 8 of them, that's a post. Like that's something. So funny crowd reactions. Don't
go away all your ideas.
Okay, I won't give away all my ideas, but
Clark, you got anything else to add before we?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same point, but like all the people who follow your Roundnet account, like they know what they signed up for, right? Like, no one's gonna be taken aback, like, oh, they're posting again about Roundnet, or like like I guess that kind of Scott kind of touched on it, like the anxiety of posting, like, oh, am I bothering anyone? Like that shouldn't be a thing with a Roundnet account because everyone knows what they're signing up for. Yeah.
I think also with like anxiety, there's also, at least for me, I called you the other day to talk about this, like the feeling of like, oh, people are gonna think like, I mean, especially the position I'm in, like people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, Ryder thinks he's so good, and like, which I still kind of think, and I never want to come off as like braggy with any of my posts, and like, but. Which I still think that, but not one person has been like, I mean, maybe behind my back, but not one person has been like, oh my gosh, you think you're so good, or like you whatever. Like people understand it's good it's content, and if anything, I've gotten texts that have been like,
so much. Even if one person were to think that, like you're doing so much more good by people seeing that, and being inspired by it and entertaining them than.
I got something to touch on this. I know I'm not the content god here, but obviously we don't even think about it. But HTR. I had the idea like 2 years before I ever started HTR to make HTR and to put my knowledge on paper. But I was always worried about, like people judging me or people thinking that I was wrong or people, thinking that my videos sucked or whatever. And, like,
which
I don't
they
know.
do.
No, but some people genuinely are like, I don't know why you made these or whatever. But like for me, a tiny, idea. Me, I love coaching, and I just felt like, hey, like I want to make my mark on Roundnet, and like I want to help as many humans as I can. Like Ryder came along, so that was kind of nice. But like I literally posted on Facebook one day because I was like, frick it, it's time to do this, and I was gonna go in the backyard with my phone and just do whatever. But I think for all of us, we're all saying the same thing, which is do something.
Yeah. And
like you never know where it's gonna take you. Like I think of Jamar. This is the one example I'll share. But like the Mangoons. Like, for the longest time, if you don't know what Mangoons are, it's just pretty much Jamar, Jacob Martinez, old school baller, like, just made this club out of nowhere and just got a bunch of Jagaloons as part of it. And, like, it became, like, a thing for, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone was stoked on absolutely nothing. But, like, he made some dumb videos that were terribly edited, but, like, phenomenal videos.
Dude, the power of social media is
but you're never going to know who you're going to impact, never going to know who you're going to make smile, never going to know who to teach something, whatever it is. I feel like essence, just do something. I mean, you can post yourself hitting against a wall. There's a dude in Finland or whatever who's on a grind right now.
Yeah.
He's on day 14, and he's, like, posting every single day until he wins like the Finnish championship or something.
Yeah,
and
shout out to
that guy. Yeah,
I need to check that out. I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
no, it's on TikTok. Ryder showed me today.
He's come up on my For You page multiple times, probably because I'm on the Roundnet niche or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
But he's like, it was like day one of practicing until I'm the something national champion.
Finnish national champion.
And then it's like day 14. I'm like, this dude's done it every day.
He's grinding. But, and it's like the drills, like he doesn't even know what drills he's doing, but like it's fine. You know, and he's like getting touches. And by all means, I know he's going to get better. But he's getting 30 likes on his stuff, whatever, 40 likes, which is more than cool. But any Hoosers, let's move on from the subject. I feel like if people aren't interested in.
Well, no, I have a little more. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Well, I
this
think
is the title.
If
this is the title.
What?
Ryder geeks out on how to Instagram.
Nice. I feel like while we're on the subject, I'd like to acknowledge people that are doing a great job in this.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out
of the week.
Shout out Saturday.
Shout out of the double 2 week.
Yeah, Scott Beeks, who is
Clark. Think of your shout out because we're gonna ask you.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a social media shout out.
Let's triple shout out Scott. I mean,
Yeah, let's do that. Scott Beeks has had a Roundnet account, and he's someone that no one knew. I didn't know him. I don't think anyone knew him a couple months ago, but now
you don't know him. I just learned about him like a month ago.
Yeah. And now everyone knows about him, and he's posting consistently. He's going. I mean, one, he travels a bunch, which helps, and he's meeting a bunch of people, and but he's posting about it, and not only is he posting when he goes to a tournament, he's posting highlights. That's another thing that I'm not a fan of is people just posting podium pictures.
Yeah.
People don't care if you got people do, I guess, but
if
you're gonna post
at the end of your slides,
yeah, if you're gonna post a podium picture
or
post
first put clips,
yeah, if you're gonna post a podium picture, clip a couple highlights to go along with it. It's a little bit more effort for so much more value, and that's something Scott does well. He also has a podcast called That Roundnet Podcast, and so
he's part of a podcast. I would say it's
he's part of a podcast, But I think he does a lot for it and a lot for the Instagram. They're making great content. So shout out to That Roundnet Podcast.
And Scott Beeks.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
Clark, you got any shouties?
It's killing it. No. I mean, I guess I'd like to shout out Scott as well because he kind of pushed. I mean, yeah, he pushed me to get one. I was on That Roundnet Podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, Clark, you get one."
Yeah, I would actually. I think I am on an episode Friday. I don't know what day this is coming out,
I'm
but
on episode Friday too. It's not out right now, but it may be out.
Wait, are we on the same episode?
Dude, I don't know. I thought I was on episode 4 or something.
Oh, well.
4 or 5.
Go check out the podcast. They're doing great stuff. So yeah.
Listen to it.
Moving forward. Do we want to take a minute and bring on another guest? Or actually, yeah.
We could.
Let's do it.
So this is a new section. This is going to be a lot more planned than normal. This is our minute with a roommate. And today we have our roommate, Travis. You will come to know him and love him. We literally told him about, an hour ago and said, hey, we're going to have you on for 1 minute. So pretty much I'm going to start a timer for a minute. He could say anything he wants. We asked him not to be super explicit.
You get 1 minute.
I will literally set a minute, and once your minute's up, we'll kick you off. So welcome, Travis, to the podcast.
Damn, a minute is pretty short.
Yeah. Also, this is Clark, by the way.
What's going on?
I can't see him, but...
Oh, shit.
You have 50
your minute's
seconds.
going down.
Let's give a little insider information here.
Ooh, okay.
Uh-oh.
It's great living with these dudes.
This is your timer, by the way.
The kitchen is pretty chaotic.
Yes, it is.
Preston here loves to cook and leave a lot of pan grease and save it.
Oh, yeah, I do save my bacon grease.
And Ryder over here loves to attract ants.
Oh, yeah, he does.
I love ants. What can I say?
Let's see what else.
You got
He's
20
just
seconds.
Exposing us.
For as good as these guys are, I never see them practice.
Okay.
All right, you got.
Couple days.
Hey, I've been grinding the past few days,
We've all been here. It's probably the first time ever.
but also I'm never home. So you have 6 seconds. Anything
I'll
else?
serve in the living room sometimes.
Hey, it's his time. 3 seconds. 2.
1 serve challenge.
1.
Got it.
Sorry, get out of here.
All right, out of here.
Minute with a roommate is done.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you, Travis. Travis Ball. All right, Clark.
Nice.
I know you have some questions.
I hope his mic was on.
Let's
Yeah, I have some questions. First one is actually pretty important.
let's bring our guest and actually have him do something.
Yeah. First one's pretty important. I thought of it today.
Okay.
So this has kind of been done a little bit, but I was thinking about it. What animals would be good at Roundnet? And let me lay some ground rules here.
Because my first one was what you're gonna say.
No monkeys.
Yep, I literally that was my first thing. Come on.
Exactly what I was
monkeys or
thinking. I got
primates.
those long.
Too much like a
Too
human.
obvious. Yeah. Can I get a little sip of your Red Bull?
Second ground rule.
You can have a sip. Mike.
Assume that any of their body parts are like a usable Roundnet appendage.
Okay.
Like for example,
Like an elephant. Like an elephant truss.
Sure.
Trunk,
Like
trust.
a house cat could use its tail to hit the ball, but that's a bad one because it's too weak, right?
Right.
A house cat, that tail isn't good or strong enough to hit the ball.
I'll go first.
I'll
Elephant.
start.
You're starting?
It'd be a wall.
Dude, that's okay. We'll talk about it.
All right.
My first one I thought of was a condor.
Those are those huge
the
birds,
freaking-
huh?
Dude, honestly,
The
body
10-foot
defense.
wingspan.
Okay, but so are you talking
of the
about?
body that
Give me
thing could throw
two
up.
reasons why condor.
Condor, massive wingspan.
Okay.
So hard to ace that thing, right?
Right.
2, think of the nice body defense it could play. Just throw those wings up
Right.
and like encompass like the whole, how do you hit around that?
So to
So, go
refute
ahead.
your points,
Sure.
condors are not that dense. A ball would go right through their little feathers. I know they have some
Okay.
meat, but also I think the ball would just go past it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? However, wingspan, you have an amazing point there. I think body defense, maybe the back spread,
Right.
like
okay.
it could work
Ramp
out.
it.
So that's your first one. That's
That
your animal.
was the first one I thought of.
Okay.
Do you have any others before? I have like 2 more that I think are solid.
No, let's hear yours because I'm curious at this point.
Okay. My other one is so this is just, okay, I thought of a beaver. Think of that nice flat tail, that big fat flat tail. I think
Wait,
it probably
did you
set some
say
butter.
beaver?
Beaver. Yep.
Okay, sorry, you cut out for
Beaver.
half a second.
Yeah, so I was thinking beaver because think of that nice like fat flat tail.
Mm-hmm.
That thing could probably smack a ball,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and also it's just like a nice surface for some butter.
right. Yeah. No,
Thoughts?
I think tail wise, you have a phenomenal
It's-
point.
Right, it's smallish though.
Hands wise though, it's like acing a T-Rex. Like
You're right, but yeah, you're right. It would probably primarily use the tail.
right. But I think if you had like a Perry the Platypus type beaver, elite.
So a platypus, yeah.
So a platypus. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's go platypus.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your
And
other
then
animal?
My final one.
What was your other
My
animal?
final one was an octopus.
Yeah.
Carries are legal.
Carries are legal. Dude, cut
Okay.
serves, it could go down
You
its thing and
grab
just
it,
That would be
Yeah.
swing it
good.
back.
The reach in too.
Nice, a lot of reach and all those freaking arms.
Yeah.
True.
Can't hurt. All right, what you guys got?
I initially thought of elephant,
Well, I
You
thought of
thought
elephant, but
but I also thought of elephant too.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Because with the lean rule, they could hit backwards, right?
You're right. Yeah, likely could.
Okay,
You could also go
choosing
direct.
I'm choosing a brontosaurus.
You could also go giraffe.
What's it gonna do? It's got those big old honking.
Dude, you just literally, if it
Stomps.
wraps its neck around the barrier, like hinders would for sure be a thing. But like it could just drop you, and there's no visual hinders, so you would
With
never
what is it hitting with its
with its
freaking neck?
eyelid. It could toss it up with its eyelash, wink, and then close it.
Bro, I'm dropping that thing every time.
Yeah, true. I guess it'd be so big.
It's so slow.
Okay,
That's fine though.
honestly, like a seal would
Elephant,
not be
I guess,
bad.
like-
It's just not the most mobile thing. But also, like, it's got its little flippers and its tail, so it's like
Right.
a advanced,
That's the thing.
fatter
I feel like flippers
beaver.
is such a nice
Yeah, a little
like-
blop blop.
surface, but I don't know how much it can like sit up to use them.
Yeah, true. All right, moving forward. Enough about animals, but
Yeah.
also the eyelid thing. Kind of, I'm gonna dream about that tonight. Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
Clark, do we
All right.
want to recap this last weekend's tournament? ATX, probably
I feel like we.
Yeah, sure.
probably the bigger tournament of
quickly,
the. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do a
Yeah, we
quick.
can quickly go through like our route or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Let
you
me
can
go.
start if you want. Yeah.
Clark,
Okay.
you have like a minute. Not that it really matters because we could talk for like hours, but I also feel like we spent like
We could.
30 minutes on like content thing.
Yeah.
How long
I'll
these?
go-
How long do these need to be?
However long we want
Okay,
it to be.
frick me,
We
yeah,
don't want to
take as long as you
Yeah,
want.
we can do. We can talk for however long
Fine,
we
sorry.
want.
Preston,
Frick
dude.
me. Go, Clark, go.
I'm usually the one that's like
Um,
wrap it up, but
I kind of have to pee. That's the only reason.
you can go pee and we can talk.
No, I got to
Okay,
drink from my
dude.
pitcher more.
I
Go.
don't
Yeah.
give a rip. Okay. So we went undefeated in pool play, but had a scare. I don't know if you saw the highlight video.
Going pee.
Diljo,
Yeah, you were down, huh? That was pool play.
we were down big, and Ryan went on a clutch run. Main thing I guess I'd say is like, shoot, what's his name? They had really good fakes and really good serves that.
Who?
we
What
weren't,
were
like,
their
prepared
names?
for. Dylan and Josh.
Okay,
Josh
cool.
Weinbach. Yeah, Josh had like a really good like low lefty, and then like he was really good about hitting. Like he'd fake left, and he'd always hit the right cut. Like he was really consistent with hitting it. So he like got both of us on. He got us on a left, and then he'd get us on a left fake.
Yeah.
Back right. So yeah, we got down big, but we beat him. But then we saw him again in bracket, but like we handled them because we'd like seen it all before. They weren't hitting as much.
Yeah.
And so like we had an easier time in bracket play.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna just
also-
before we're talking about ATX tournament. It was probably 2 weeks ago. By the time you're listening to this, this was probably the bigger tournament of the year besides Las Vegas. And
Yeah.
Clark and I met in the finals, so we're running through our
First time they met.
like kind of our route and our experience with it. If people were confused about what we were talking about.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, we faced Christian Bennett, Luke Marshall, in our first bracket play match,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're a potential team. Well, so I actually stayed with them the night before.
I was wondering where
And
you
I was,
where
like,
you were because I
asking
didn't really see you the whole weekend.
Yeah, so I stayed with Luke Marshall, and like I rode with Luke and Christian, and I was like kind of asking them like, so you guys playing like, and they're like, yeah, unless tomorrow's a disaster, we'll play together. And I was like, I'm wondering what that meant. So yeah, we'll see. Like, I wouldn't say it was a disaster, but I think they wanted to do better, and so we'll see if they. I'm excited to see if they keep playing. And then yeah, so Diljo beat them, but they scared us in pool play. And then we played Robbie and Andrew Christmas. First time I'd played Andrew Christmas. He was super good.
Yeah.
Really good fakes and like low cuts. Like he's one of those where like when he tosses, his hand like stays above the ball always.
Yep.
So
He
super
steps
quick.
wide too, huh?
fakes. Yeah.
I think those are my
Quick,
least favorite
wide.
people to defend, which is kind of why I started serving like that sometimes because it's so annoying. Because you have to respect both sides, especially for people
Right.
that are long. You started serving like that too. Yeah.
That's the only way, dude. Yeah, so that was a fun match actually. We had some like pretty good rallies and stuff. Robbie's like a highlight machine, so
Yeah, dude.
yeah. And then we met y'all in the finals, and you beat us. But I was thinking about it, like both games. I mean, I would say we didn't ever like scare y'all. It was close, like in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
But game one, you were serving 18-17, and that was when the weird Ryan.
That was
roast
when Ryan
thing
fell
happened.
in. Honestly, a pivotal
like-
moment.
Wait, it was game.
Yeah,
it was game
like,
one in the finals.
pretty
That was game
sick
one
I
in the
saw
finals.
that clip and I was like, "Yeesh!"
Game one in the
'Cause
finals,
honestly,
it was
like
close.
if that happens and it's like 5-4 and low, it's
Yeah.
like you're like, oh, whatever. But it was like 18-17, like
Was it?
fairly big point.
I don't think it was 18-17.
Are you sure?
I think it was like 15s or something like that, or
Still.
4-5
Okay,
still.
or something like that. But
But
it's
also-
still like that's a 2-point swing.
But also, I think if it was
Yeah.
Ryder and I wouldn't enforce it. I think the fact that Frederick was there, really,
Yeah, it was
really.
like never. I wasn't mad about it, but it was like never even a question. Like, yeah, this point's being
Yeah,
taken.
I was confused by that too because I would have like just redone it and then like because I didn't even know what it
Yeah.
was.
No, 'cause-
For those of
it's
you,
100%
for those of you
rule.
curious, I'm playing the clip right now on the video podcast on YouTube. And I even said I was like, "What happens there?"
Yeah.
And then we took the point. And I was like, "Oh well, 3 points, I'll take it."
Yeah.
It made for a funny,
That's tough.
Pretty
funny,
much what
funny
happened
clip
is
though.
Ryder was serving to Clark, Ryan Gross, Clark's partner. Like thought Ryder was about to serve, and kind of momentum carried him to fall into the.
He actually didn't fall in. He
Oh.
like his momentum carried him around, and he ran around.
Anyway, as the
avoiding
whatever the setter in the duo, you're not allowed to move like side to side at all when the serve is taking place. So Ryan fell and had to run side, and then he lost the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think game 2, it was another one. It was like, I think it was in the teens. That was the one where I like stepped in the zone on like the jump over the net hit.
Yep. Yeah,
And
you had a
Austin-
couple.
Austin Rawlings
No-
fricked you.
Was that the game where you got the on one like knee block and you were in 2? Or was that game 1?
So that too.
That's another. Yeah, so there's 2 points
that
right
was
there.
Actually, no, that was game 1. That's what it was. I was serving to you 17,
Yeah, I think.
18.
Yeah,
and-
that was 17-18.
And it could have been 18s, but then you get that point and then you ace me. I
Yeah.
remember. And then that was kind of it.
Yeah,
So what you're saying is without
so it was
observers,
like,
would you have won without observers?
that's what he's saying.
it would have been closer, that's for sure. No, yeah, so it was like we didn't ever scare y'all, like, you know, it was in 2 games and we never had a break point or anything, but there were like some pivotal points that we just kind of gave you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my experience, I play with Frederick Hinkle, who is ranked the number 2 right now. We didn't really have, honestly, we really didn't really have a scare up until, I mean, not scare, but like until semis was kind of our closest game. We played Michael, and I forget the other guy's name. Do you remember? Do you know who
In
that team was?
semis?
No. This was in round of 16, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe even no.
No,
We
I
played
don't
round of
remember.
32. We played Trevor Barbosa and Archie, and honestly, I told Trevor after the game, I was like, dude, you received me better than a lot of people, and he was like, I feel like he was reading my reverse pretty well. So
Trevor's good, dude.
yeah,
Trevor's been
he
staying
was
at our
he was
house.
sneaky good. He didn't land very much against us, and I'm glad he didn't because it could have it would have been different. But we had them first round. Then we played Michael, and I forget. I feel so bad, but I forget
Was
the
it
other
like
guy's name.
Jensen or something? Was that a
Jensen,
different
yeah,
team?
something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, played them. Their serves, I swear, I didn't receive a serve above my knees. they were serving pretty soft, but pretty
Yeah.
pretty low.
Michael Sue?
What?
Michael Sue?
No, Michael. I don't know his last name, but I think
Barkman.
he's like. I
Barkman.
asked him. I was like, before the game, I was like, "How
It's
old are
Michael
you?" He's like,
Barkman.
17. I was like, "Dang,
Let's go.
I thought I was young playing the
Crazy.
game."
Yeah, I thought I was old.
Yeah. So yeah, which they were solid. Like I think give it a little bit there. I don't know how long they've been playing, but they were solid. Then we played Coleman and Garrett in the semis. I think that was it. Before round. Or no, it was
Who'd
16.
you beat in round of 8? Was that Kyle and
No, we
Dan, you
had
play someone
we had
else?
to buy the first round. So we had a round of round of
Okay.
16, round of 8 semis. I think that's what we did. I don't think we had a
Okay,
round of 32.
yep.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Gotcha.
Played Coleman and Garrett Hornock in the semis. Garrett Coleman, my old partner. It was funny. I like
Cue the clip of Ryder acing Coleman.
it felt good. But it was weird, like the first time being across the net from Coleman, because I don't think I've ever played against him, and we were both definitely nervous. We both called the score wrong and missed our serves. It was funny.
So cute.
Yeah.
Last podcast you talked about whether it would be an advantage for him to receive you being your partner.
Oh.
Yeah,
What do you
true.
think?
Yeah.
Yes or
yeah.
no?
Throwback.
He did okay. I think he got a couple up.
Yeah.
I tend to think it's
Worse.
not an advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause then you never
'Cause
seen
I
it.
always
You never
remember
seen it
if
before.
I'd
He
ever-
did. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did tell
if
me
I ever,
before.
like-
He was like, I feel like I see you reverse well, which he didn't.
Yeah.
Cue the clip. No,
I always
Cue the clip
remember,
again.
like, when I'd play Andrew, his drop would trip me out, like being on across from
yeah, because you
And
see
I
it from the
like- I
side,
always
but not.
you out.
Yeah.
Trippy.
would trip me out, dude.
I also view Garrett Hornock as one of the better serve receivers in the game. I feel like we
For
can
sure.
all agree on that. And I think he serve received me pretty well. I got him a couple times. His serves have
The
also
one
gotten.
you hit on him was insane.
Yeah, that was
The reverse
might have
you
been
hit on him was
that was probably the best
crazy.
reverse I've ever hit. Ever hit.
What else would it be?
Hitting. But honestly, like I felt more times this week or this weekend, this past tournament, me hitting good serves, like great serves even, that got returned. Ryan Gross received me pretty well. Clark, you're getting there,
Yeah,
I
dude.
think. Yeah.
You ace me a lot. You ace me on just like regular cuts a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot that hit your hand. I had like 2 cuts
They're
that just hit your
spinning
hand.
up. Yeah. Tough.
But yeah, I felt more like, because I played Ryan Gross in Vegas, and it was dark and it was like kind of tough, but he didn't receive me as well as he did this past weekend. And he told me during the game, which I thought was cool. He's like, oh, I love receiving you. And I was like, really? I was like, is that a compliment or
Dude, that's Frederick vibes right there, dude.
But yeah, that's Frederick vibes. So yeah. Because Frederick also likes receiving me.
Yeah, Fred. Yeah, I remember Fred told me like his freaking first like big tournament with Chris Hornacek. He was like, dude, this is so cool playing against you. Even though I wrecked him, he was like, dude, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, I've never seen anything like this before. And now Frederick's Frederick. You know, so it's just.
Frederick sent me a cool text after
ATX.
After the rankings came out. I like texted him. I was like, what do you think? He goes, I respect the hell out of your game. You're the reason I still practice. You're the most interesting person to play against, and I'm playing for that reason. It's exciting. It's problem solving. I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, right. So yeah, but yeah, ATX.
That's cool.
Fun time. It was really windy, which not towards the end of the day, but at the beginning I was like, dude, how are we even gonna play in this? It was like so windy. But it cleared up, and it was honestly like really good conditions for semis and finals. I felt like
by the time finals was it was
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that sums that up. Clark, I know you had some stuff for us.
No, it was just the
really
animal
just the
thing.
Animal thing, but
it was really not the animal thing.
That was about
I
it.
guess I did have a question for you, Preston Buys.
Yes, sir.
So you have 1 week to get good enough to be double clutch, which is all it's going to take.
Yeah.
How are you doing it?
Well, so it's funny. It's funny you say that.
Wait, we gotta provide some context. Last podcast, Preston said we were talking about California
Some
versus
context
Texas.
For the context, we were doing rapid fire questions, and I was rapid fire answering. However, I still stand by it for a lot of reasons, but go for it.
We were talking about like or what's the best state in Roundnet, and we were talking about California and Texas, and Preston was like, oh, it's basically how to Roundnet versus double clutch, and give me a week and I think I could beat them, and I think we take them. And there was some backlash from a couple people, including this one over here.
Yeah,
so.
including Clark.
Clark didn't like that, and
Clark and everyone else. I think people are forgetting who's my partner. First off, who is Ryder?
Who?
Ryder Riva. Who happens to be decent around it. I think that's overlooked. B, I think people don't realize that I am still one of the best at Roundnet in terms of setting, hitting, all the other things minus the two things that we talk about the most right now, which is serve, receive. I do think I would get aced a decent margin, but I also think that I would be able to at least minimize after a week my negative impact in terms of getting aced a great deal. Like, I don't think that with Ryder on my team I would miss really any hits because he sets butter. I don't think he would miss any hits because I think I set about the same amount of butter, if not more. Ryder and I talk about this all the time. Who's a better setter? But honestly, it's so marginally, it doesn't really matter. But I mean, I think within a week, another thing people look is that I'm training with Ryder, who is the best server in the world. So for me, if I spend a week, and again, this is a week. This is not, I'll practice 5 minutes a day. This is me saying I'll take a week. Like
you're grinding.
You know, I could grind for a week. I'm not saying like, oh, give me a week. Let me hit like 2016 practice where I hit, 20 serves and set against a wall 4 times. This would be like grinding for a week. So I also think I think a lot can happen in a week if your goals are set in the right area. Plus, for me, I've been playing for 7.5 years, 8 years. It's like I do have a decent Roundnet background. Guys,
Preston's
still good
at Roundnet.
Yeah, no, I'm still good at Roundnet. I'm just not amazing at serve, receive currently. But I've been, for me, grinding the past.
Give him a week.
No,
I agree.
But if I grind it, for me, even if I said give me 15 hours,
literally, I agree.
If I said 15 hours, would you agree with me?
He said what?
If I said give me 15 hours or even 20 hours, would you agree with me?
No, I think I agree with what you're saying in spirit. Like, give you a little bit, shake off the rust.
Yeah,
you're back, baby.
I do agree that without context or support, that is a bold claim.
But also, this is a podcast, and this is
true.
It's also called Eavesdrop. Like, you're just listening on a conversation, and sometimes
Yeah.
we say something. Sometimes Preston says stuff.
Hey, you said stuff last time too.
What'd I say?
I just talked more crap on Max Miguel.
I still don't think he's
Dude,
listening.
he hasn't reached out yet. I for sure was expecting some
Really?
backlash.
He definitely hasn't listened.
But no,
I
yeah,
think
Ryder has
someone
a
would
good
be
point.
like,
I mean,
yo.
this is our
Yeah.
no, but this is our podcast. You know, this is our takes and opinions and whatever. And like, honestly, I have had a lot of good comments come back to us about us being quote unquote rude or honest, is how they all put it. You know, but they're like, oh, it's good to hear people be honest in the spikeball community, because a lot of people aren't necessarily honest. They always kind of sugarcoat everything because they don't want to offend anybody, and I don't want to offend anybody. But like, I also want true and honest conversation, which I feel like this is, at least. I still think it's somewhat sugarcoated at times, but you know, it's definitely more honest than not. So yeah, that's my response to your
I respect it.
your jab. I dodged it.
Yeah.
Boom, uppercut to the head.
Hit me with the-
Clark, how long do you need to beat double clutch?
Oh, true.
We're 1-1 against them, dude.
Oh,
I
true.
feel good about our.
So you can beat him
feel
today.
Good about our shot. I needed. Yeah, today.
You need
No,
you
I'm
need
just
pool play.
No, I could definitely tell that I needed some practice at ATX. Like, I needed some servitude practice big time.
Yeah,
That was good for me. Getting aced by Ryder was good for me.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. When's y'all's first tourney?
We are playing Seattle.
Seattle. So May or whatever, because I'm still also like currently sort of injured. So I'm taking a full month off of actividados and getting healthy.
Really?
Yeah, my Achilles from stupid freaking pickleball.
Why is
Quote it.
pickleball do
Stupid
that to
freaking
you?
pickleball. Preston
What'd you
buys.
say, Clark?
Why does pickleball do that to you? You think is it just
Dude,
a lot
it's
of,
a
like,
it's a
kinda
hard
being
court.
on your toes?
I'm used to sand, grass, like soft impact stuff, but it's like I'm on my toes so much, and my Achilles are super inflamed. Plus, I'm not used to wearing like shoes necessarily, you know, when I practice. I think that's also another thing, but I don't know. I went through like 5-6 different pairs of shoes super quickly on top of going to hard court, but I mean, I also didn't take any rest. If you're hurting, take some rest. I went like 60 days straight, took like a day off, and then went 60 days straight again, and then
And you died.
the rest of it was history.
Quick pickleball aside, is Ben Johns the best still or no?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's not as much as it was, I think.
Because he got beaten very recently, right?
Yeah, he's lost in
Or
singles
twice.
a couple times, and but he still is the best.
Around that comparison,
Okay.
it's like is CS the best? Like when I don't know, it's up. I think there's some debate, but like in 2019 with Caleb and I think a lot of people thought that Boisterous was the best, but like undeniably CS was still the best.
Right. Or even like preseason 2020, right? It was like
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is,
people
but
caught up, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is. But I mean, the thing is like I would say mid 2019 is where Ben Johns is at right now. Like everyone's still like CS is still the top dog, but there seems to be a little tiny chink in his armor because he does lose. So 2019 mid CS area ish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
Sweet. Well, we basically got all my talking points.
Yeah, pretty much we nailed everything. You got anything else?
Got everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go follow Clark's Roundnet page, Clark_Roundnet.
Clark, can you take us last thing for all those people who don't know? Because I actually was talking about this today, but beard theory. Can you give me like a 20-second synopsis about beard theory here?
I'm cutting this out.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, because the Roundnet
this
community
dates
needs to
back-
know about beard theory, and then we're gonna
I
dip.
think they do. Yeah, there are definitely some people who could benefit from it out there. So this dates back to my college days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right when I could first start growing a beard, and some of my other friends could first start growing a beard. What do? Grow a beard out, and it's kind of gross. You don't have to comment whether my beard now is gross or not, but
No, it's
in
clean.
college,
It's clean.
Freshman year of college, it was gross. But my friends and I always were like, so why do all the guys who have girlfriends not have beards? Like, what is going on with that?
Interesting.
And so we were like, maybe I don't know, maybe girls don't like beards or something, or maybe there's something to that. And so I was like, all right, I'm shaving my beard.
Bang.
And boom, shave my beard, got a girlfriend. So there may be something there, probably something there.
Well, Clark. Well, Preston. I've never had a beard and have been single the last 5
Yeah,
years.
but that's the thing. So to add to your beard theory, do you think that you have to grow the beard to grow the magic that builds up in the beard and boom?
To activate the magic, you know.
So I haven't activated it.
Because honestly, one time I did No Shave November in college, and I grew a very, very small patch of hair near my face region.
And then you shaved it.
And then I shaved it, and then honestly, I had my first like long-term girlfriend. Actually, yo, genuinely,
Theory.
yo, beard theory.
What if you can't grow a beard?
Dude, trust me, I can't grow a beard, but just grow it out.
Just grow it out.
Just grow it out for like a month.
Ryder, do you shave? Do you shave off?
Yeah, I shave.
Look at his face. Does he shave? It's
you shave?
super clean.
So yeah, let it go.
Well, I think beard theory has been explained decently. I think we've talked about a bunch of goodness.
Yeah. Leave a comment. Comment something about the podcast, or I don't know. That's my favorite part about releasing content like this is reading the comments
give us your feedback too. Yeah,
and like interacting. So if you have the time, it goes a long way. Drop a comment, even if it's not about something you're just saying you like the podcast and more. Like it kind of fuels like kind of just every comment is like, you know, like Hot Wheel track and how it like boom, boom. Every comment is like a boost on the Hot Wheel track.
that's like a little boosty, a little arrows.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario.
Yeah,
that's what I was
yeah.
saying. Yeah, little boosties. Yeah, but honestly though, drop feedback, whatever. I know some people DM us, whatever. But honestly, YouTube comments help with the algorithm. B, genuinely, it's fun to kind of scroll through those and look at them and whatever. So, if you've gotten this far, thank you for listening. Clark, Marshall, thank you for joining. Should we hang up on Clark before we say bye?
No, we can say about it,
Hey,
Clark. No. What if he just hung up on us?
Any Hoosers, yeah, pay this ticket, Ryder.
Yeah, I gotta pay this toll.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, hey, thank you. We live together, so I'll see you after I hang up.
All right.
And yeah, sick.
All right.
Deuces.
Bye.
Hey, cheers. Cheers, Clark.
Oh, come on.
Come on.